Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Firstly, excuse the hair. Yeah, I got pink hair ties in. My mum decided to go a bit Heidi on me and tied it with pink hair ties, and now I can't take it out, so I look a bit like evil Heidi. Poor man's Heidi. Whatever you want to call it. I look weird. Anyway, so today's video is going to be a continuation of my favourites series. So far I've done my top 10 favourite foundations, and today I'm going to be doing my top 5-ish favourite concealers. There's a reason that there's not 10 of them, because I don't have 10 favourites, and I don't even think I even own 10 concealers. Concealers are something which I don't tend to change up as much as things like foundations and whatnot. They serve a simple purpose for me, either to conceal my dark circles under my eyes or to cover any marks on my face, and generally I use my foundation to cover any extra marks on my face. The whole point of having amazing foundations and stuff to me is to do everything, to cover everything and anything that you don't want to be there. Concealer is only like an emergency thing, like if I've got a giant spot and it's really red and I can't pile on the foundation too much because then it will start to build up too much, and then I use a little bit of concealer. But generally I prefer my foundation to do it for me. Even if a little bit of my skin does show through my foundation, to me that kind of just adds more to the natural sort of look, whereas concealing can sometimes make your face appear a little bit too fake, if you know what I mean. So let's get started. Okay, so the first concealer is going to be two that I'm going to show you. These are the LA Girl Pro Conceal HD High Definition Concealers, and I've got them in two shades, Pure Beige and I've got it in Creamy Beige. And Creamy Beige is got a little bit more pink to it, and Pure Beige has got a little bit more yellow to it. So I chop and change depending on how much I want my highlight to be highlighted. Creamy Beige is a little bit lighter, so when I want a bit more of an obvious highlight, like underneath my eye is where I use it, by the way, I tend to use this. But if I want more that is more towards my own skin tone and I'm not looking for a more obvious under eye highlight, I tend to use Pure Beige. And for reference, I'm an NC40 by MAC. Right now I'm an NC42-ish because it's summer and I'm tanned, and look how much dark my hand. This is my driving hand. This is my non-driving hand. Look at the colour difference. Look how dark it is. I think that's just happened today. I completely changed races because it's so hot today. But yeah, so I tend to use these two concealers as under eye concealers, not on my face. They have got very good coverage. They don't budge. They don't crease. And they're cheap. You can't go wrong. You can't buy these in a lot of stores in the UK. I have bought these from a shop called Beauty Bay, and they happen to have that in Westfield Shopping Centre in West London, and I'm sure they've got other stores as well. Otherwise, I've ordered them before online from absolutecolour.co.uk or .com. I'll link them below, and they're also based in the UK, and they are like £5.99 or £6.99. So they are actually cheaper in Beauty Bay, but obviously if you can't get to Beauty Bay, maybe pay an extra £1 and you can get them from where I got them from. So they are available. They are awesome. I've also got the shade Beautiful Bronze, which is probably their darkest shade, and I use that to conceal, to contour my face, because they're amazing to use as highlighting and contouring products as well as concealing. So that's these ones. My next favourite has been lying on its side, so it looks a bit strange. This is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This is a firm favourite of mine. I've got another one somewhere, but I haven't used it in a while, which is why it's got that whole I've been sitting sideways look to it. My shade is in NC35, because as I am an NC40, I tend to go one shade up. I might get another shade up, so maybe NC30 to have a more obvious kind of highlighted look. But this concealer is one of the best on the market in my opinion. Ever since it came out a couple of years ago, I've used it pretty much non-stop. I use it on my face, I use it on my under eyes. The only reason I haven't used it a lot recently is because I've been using another one that I've got, which I'm totally in love with. So this one's kind of just been put on the back burner, but it is something that will always be part of my makeup bag, or I will always have it no matter what. Again, because it's a Pro Longwear concealer, it really sticks to the skin. It's really easy to blend. It's quite runny. It's the other two that I just showed you, these ones are quite thick, but they do blend out nicely, whereas this one is a lot more runny, but you're able to still get a nice even application on your under eyes as well as on your face. I use a beauty blender, by the way, to blend out my under eye concealers, So the Pro Longwear one is a firm HD favourite. I love this one. Another one that I'm going to show you is no surprise, is the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer. Now it is a concealer as well as many other things. I will link my review to this below, which I did a couple of months ago when I first got it. My shade is an SX08 and it looks like this. Now I've had this for a good couple of months now and I've barely put a dent in it because you have to use such a little tiny amount. And it will last you a very long time. It's not cheap. It's like 36, 37, 38 pounds. But as I said, I bought this a few months ago and there's barely a dent in it because a little bit goes a really, really long way. It's very, very emollient. It's very creamy and it's very thick. And as a result of that, I can't use it on my under eye area. I know there are a lot of people that do. You're luckier than me. Maybe your under eye area is a little bit more dry than mine. I don't know. For some people it works, for some people it doesn't. You can use it in your foundation to mix it as a tinted moisturiser, use it as a foundation. It's a multi-purpose product. But as it's called a skin enhancer, that is the purpose of it, and that's exactly what it does. So this one in particular, I tend to use it on my face. I don't use it on my under eye area. Like I said, I can't. It creases too much. Even if I use a teeny tiny amount, it still creases. Just, there's no hope for me. Don't even bother giving me any advice. It just won't work. I've tried everything. And yes, so I tend to use this on my face. Now sometimes there are those days where my foundation is just not cutting it, so I will apply this to the areas where I want a little bit extra coverage and I will blend it into the foundation so that you cannot tell the difference between the colours, because obviously my foundation colours vary, but this one will remain the same. I may try another shade, maybe a darker shade, maybe SX010, to see if that makes a difference, but I am actually quite happy with this. But I absolutely love, love, love this product. This is an amazing, amazing product. This is something that, again, I believe everybody should own. Even if you can't afford to pay £38 for it, save up for it. It is well worth it because it will last you over a year, most definitely. So that is the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer. Next one are the ones that I've been using. I'm using today. Have used in all my makeup tutorials, and I've used it pretty much ever since I got it, and it's the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealers. These are the best. Better than all the other three that I've shown you. These ones are the best. I don't know, have I done a review on this? If I have, I'll link it below. I think I have done, because I must have done, because I love it so much. Why wouldn't I? I've got it in 2 shades. I've got it in medium neutral, and then I've got it in medium dark warm. They cost about £16 each. These are the first ones that I've got, and they are finishing, and I have already bought backups. It was one of you guys that actually told me to try medium neutral, because I mentioned that medium dark warm was almost exactly the same colour as my skin. So even though it was great at concealing the dark circles, it wasn't adding any extra light or highlight. And it was kind of just making my face look a little bit flat. Even though I do use it with my Prep and Prime from MAC in Light Boost, which helps, but I still wanted something a little bit more highlighty, and you guys suggested that I get medium neutral, and I'm really thankful about that, because I did get it. So I love these. These are the best. I did do a review, so I will link it below, because how else would you guys have told me that? So yes, these are awesome. The only thing is the shade range is not huge, and that's the only annoying thing, which is why obviously I had problems buying it in the first place. So I really hope that they do expand it, because I know that it's not just me that loves these. Everybody loves these. Ever since they came out, everyone has raved about them, and I concur, they are awesome. Okay, the next one I'll show you is something which is relatively new. And when I say relatively new, I have bought this a while ago, but I've only recently started using it again, and it is the MAC Matchmaster Concealer. So it's to go alongside the Matchmaster foundation, and the shade that I've got it in is number 4. And it is quite creamy and emollient, but the thing is, it's quite lightweight and it's very easy to blend, which I love. Another one, this is one that I've used on my face, and I've used it on my under eyes with a very damp beauty blender. It works perfectly. It creases a little bit, but it doesn't crease as much as other ones that I have got, and I think I might show you. And you know what? I was kind of unsure which one would be my 5th one, so these two are kind of joint 5ths, which is why I said this is my top 5-ish favourites. This one is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Concealer. My shade is in number 2. This one is another one. It looks like this. This one I tend to use to fix my eyebrows in case I've made any mistakes, to fix my liquid lipstick again if I've made any mistakes, and I use it on my face to conceal areas. On the under eye area, doesn't work for me. It creases like anything. So they both serve their own purposes in their own way, but they are both equally as good in their own way as well. But these are my two fifth favourite ones. Now, ones that I don't like. One of them I don't have with me at the moment is the Maybelline Age Rind. Yes, I know you're all going to hate me and go, I love it, it's great. But you know what? I don't love it. It made me look grey. In the UK, when it comes to drugstore brands, a lot of the ranges are very, very small. And I only realised this is when I went to Canada and the range was like triple the size. And I was like, where do all these other colours come from? So I don't understand when it comes to a lot of American-based drugstore brands why they just don't bring the full range to each country. Why is it that we only have like 4? It's like nobody can buy it. So with that one, it was a no-no for me. Plus, it wasn't thick enough. I could still see my skin through it. It was okay maybe to use as a highlighter on your forehead and chin and stuff. But generally, I bought it once and I never bought it again. Following on from that, and maybe a surprise to some of you, is when I said that I loved the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in my top 10 favourites, which it was in, I also mentioned the Fit Me concealer. It's rubbish. I hate it. I don't like this at all. It's goopy and it's like... it's a bit runny, but it's not so runny, and it's a bit sheer and it creased, and the worst thing is it's really, really white. This is the one that is meant to sit alongside number 220, and I don't even know what colour this one is because it's rubbed off, or I don't think it was actually on here to begin with. Nope. It's the one that's meant to go with 220. It's so pale. It's so white. I put it on my under eyes and it was just like, ugh, it was like a ghost. I looked like a ghost. And on top of that, a see-through ghost. It's like somebody wearing one of those blankets and running around shouting boo at everybody, but I can see right through your blanket. It was like that. Rubbish. So I'm not going to get that again. Now, the last one I'm going to mention, I know a lot of you are going to disagree with me. I know this. It's fine. You can disagree with me. Just don't be rude. That's all. And that one is this one. The NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. Don't hate me. I know a lot of you love this. I just don't. I don't get along with it. My shade is in medium to ginger. I bought this for the sole purpose of using it as an under eye concealer. It creases so much on me. It starts creasing within a couple of seconds, and it doesn't matter how much I set it with powder. It doesn't matter how much I diffuse out the creases by using powder. 5 minutes later, the creases are back again. And it's like, what's the point? The coverage itself is excellent. I can't fault it for that. It is a really good concealer to use on the face, but I bought this to use under my eyes. And I know a lot of you do use it under your eyes. I just don't like it. So unfortunately, it's not a favourite. Once I've used this off, I don't really use it, to be fair. Eventually, it will just be like, bye. I'm not going to get you again. So that's it. So that was my top 5-ish concealers. Or my, no, what did I say, all time? There are some other ones I want to try. I want to try the Laura Mercier one that I've heard great things of. And if there are other ones, please feel free to let me know, which, in your honest opinion, what you believe to be a really good concealer. I'm always open to try different ones. As I said, I only have a couple. Some of these I will buy again, and I have bought again. I've got backups of the LA Girl ones, as well as the Urban Decay one. The Kevyn Aucoin one, no one needs a backup of that, unless you've got like £100 to spare. And yeah, and same with the MAC Pro Longwear one. So I'm always open to try new ones. So feel free to let me know below. Let me know what your thoughts are of my favourites. And I will hopefully be doing a favourite highlighters video soon as well. Some blushes too. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all soon.